Funerary Bell comes from Finland, and now it's time for their live album after two full-length albums and a few smaller ones. To be honest, I don't know why the band decided to go live, but it seems like the story behind this is that this was supposed to be the last live gig ever, and as such, I think this is one of kind of a let's celebrate the thing. I don't know if things have changed since that, but the funny thing is that this is actually their like second album this year. The first one was the studio album, and now it's time for this live album. So let's keep opening this one. As you can see, the full name is The Last Temptation, Light of Violet Penance. Live picture, obviously, on this slipcase cover with track list and the necessary label information. Inside, however, we find a different cover. I'll just do a little bit of unboxing for you with some brute strength and open this jewel case. So this band has been there for like 11 years or so. One of the more atypical Finnish bands. As you can see, this tattoo of obviously one of the members, or at least that would my guess be. Here's another picture, backside of the CD release, as well as the actual CD, which is 58 minutes of live music. And here is yet a different picture for the band. Here's some live ones, drummer, vocalist, guitar player, some more live action information, logos, symbols, whatnot, and that's where we have it. Funerary Bell's music has been a kind of a combination of heavy metal, black metal, and also death metal. And this is always a kind of a tricky combination when it comes to, well, creating kind of stable and kind of a easy to approach music, which this is not for the good and the bad. Now, I know that Funerary Bell's music is more for acquired taste than most extreme metal albums because it's not exactly typical heavy metal, it's not typical black metal, and with its kind of a death metal type of seasoning, it's kind of a hard to come by like what it is that is going on with this band, how I'm gonna approach this, because it's none of these yet, it's many of the styles at the same time. Now some of the riffs are more heavy metal oriented, but not like your typical Manowar or I don't know, King Diamond stuff, but kind of like proto metal in a way. Of course, then there's this kind of a darker black metal vibe that creates this kind of an extra layer on the music, and when it's combined with these kind of death metal crawlings, it becomes like a little bit bizarre. I think it's a good thing that this band actually has found its own kind of a personal and unique way to create their music. However, it's kind of a hard for some people to like fully, me included, and that's where the bad side steps in. Now, if you have been a fan of the previous albums, there's no reason why you shouldn't check out this live album, because obviously it's for fans and even more so probably for the band itself as a kind of a epitome, or I don't know. Um, but to be honest, this is no game changer either. So if you have not previously liked what the band has to offer, for example, we have the late album review somewhere in the review section, and if you checked that because of the video or for other reasons or the previous material of the band, well, you won't be liking this one if you didn't like the other ones. This is obviously live version of what the band has to offer with other releases, and as such, this is really for kind of a marginal release. I mean, we all know that live albums rarely have the sound quality of studio albums or even rehearsal room recordings, and this is unfortunately the case with here as well. So as much as chaotic the band's music can be at times, this is even more so. The gears are not very strong, drums are a little bit badly mixed, so basically only the vocals themselves are pretty much on the same level in my opinion. The overall result feels a little bit of a kind of a porridge-like. It's a little bit mushy and all that stuff. Feels like this should have been a kind of a bonus disc for, I don't know, future re-recording or whatever, rather than full album on its own. Even if it's 58 minutes of band's music has to offer, I don't know if it's really worthwhile. Nice thing is that there are some live speeches, but unfortunately for most people, they're Finnish, so it won't be making much of a sense. It won't give you this kind of a cool feeling or whatever you're looking for from this kind of live recording. So it's not like the big bands, high-tech live recordings, but rather kind of a tape trading version on a nicely packaged CD. So like I said, really marginal release for really marginal audience, considering that this band is by no means for most black metal heads, most death metal or heavy metal heads out there. So I don't know. It really depends how much you're into this band. You kind of have to be a fan to get this. And even so, this might be a little bit of disappointment. It's not full of crap, but it's not very good either. I mean, release-wise, nicely done, I guess. But music-wise, better stick to the studio albums if you ask me. So, can I really recommend this? No, unless you're a hardcore fan of the band. Anyhow, these are my musings and ramblings about the release. Should you be interested, check out the samples online and figure out the rest. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care.